Hi there, it's Jenny here from Savvy Self-Publishing, where your story matters. I hope you're all doing well. Today we're going to be talking about spam. Not the canned kind, though. We're going to be talking about the scam type of spam. What do you prefer to call it? Do you like calling it spam or scam? They're kind of the same thing. But I guess for simplicity's sake, I will keep referring to them as spam in this video. But before I get into the top four types of spam that I've encountered, with a couple bonus tips along the way, be sure to like this video and also subscribe. I'd love to have you as part of the Savvy Self-Publishing family. So, the first type of spam that I'm going to talk about today is digital marketers. These might be my favorite, least favorite. So digital marketers are especially rampant on social media, Facebook or Instagram. I had Instagram for a while, but I got rid of it. I stick to my Facebook page, facebook.com/hope for the heartbroken if you're interested. But digital marketing is rampant on those types of channels, and you can easily spot them though. That's the great thing, because they will usually send you a message and start it off by saying, hello, highly esteemed author. That gives you a red flag right away that they're digital marketers. Plus, they will unintentionally make it very obvious they know nothing about your book, so they didn't do their homework, and that's pretty much of a turnoff. And then they will ask you for a if you want their marketing services. In the beginning, I used to email back all these people, but after a while, I'm like, forget it. I just now I just delete and block right away. So you might save yourself time by doing that sooner than I did. I did have a little bit of fun with some of these marketers. At one point, I said, yes, I'm interested in marketing if you're offering it free, which of course I knew they weren't. I don't really recommend that. I was just being a little snarky. You gotta have fun where you can, right? So that was number one. Number two are writing contests or writing challenges. Now, there are definitely legitimate writing contests. I've seen quite a few on my Facebook feed recently that I've been tempted to enter, but I haven't yet. But a writing challenge that I entered back in November of 2022 turned out to be a scam. And so if you see the publishing company, Bookleaf Publishing, on your Facebook page, do not go there. Their challenge was, so what they asked is that each entrant write 21 poems, and then the end result would be that you would get a poetry book out of it. And, they would pay you royalties for every copy sold, etc. And it only cost $50, which is kind of a lot, but not so bad. I thought it would be worth it to get a book out of it. And so I wrote the poems. I was very happy with the poems, and I submitted my work like before the deadline that they had said, and they gave their deadlines, but they did not meet their deadlines. They did not keep their end of the bargain. And so I told them, where's my book? And my husband figures they respond to questions like that just enough to make it appear that they're legitimate. And maybe they're legitimate, but they don't. They do have books published and things, but if you Google Bookleaf Publishing, you will see a lot of complaints about them. Some people were like in my shoes, where I wasn't getting the book that they promised that I paid for, and others got the book but never saw the royalties. So there are tons of complaints about that company. In the end, I went through PayPal, got a refund, and after I told them I was pulling my book out, they said, oh, well, we'll get your ebook right away. So it's like at that point, I'm like, you know what, they did publish the ebook. I said, you know what, I don't want this. I want to sever my contract. I had signed a contract. I sent it back to them, X'd out, initialed everywhere. Anyway, they did eventually remove my book from there. website, and I ended up publishing it myself. So I got my book of poems after all, and so yeah, that was great. And yeah, number 2, writing contest. Just beware of writing contests. Do your research. There's a lot. I'm sure there's tons of good ones out there, but just really be mindful of book leaf publishing. Don't don't go there. Um, and so yeah, number 2. Number 3, interviews. Interviews are not spammy. You wouldn't think, right? Most of them aren't. They're legitimate interviews. If you go on my website, JennyEAlexander.com, you'll see that I've had a lot of interviews, and I got those interviews through a Facebook group dedicated to podcasts, and I'm still getting interviews. I have one later today. But I never had to pay for any. You shouldn't have to pay for interviews. I did come across a interview opportunity early on, and they were asking me to pay $75 US. And I'm like, I don't think so. And but just to get some clarification or confirmation that I did the right thing, I went to an author group that I'm part of on Facebook, and I asked them, I told them about the offer, and they said, that's a scam. You should never, ever, ever have to pay for interviews. Now, one caveat is there is an internet-based talk show, Central Valley Talk. They're based out of California, and they interview authors all over the world. You do not have to pay to be interviewed, but they do offer you the opportunity to donate. When you donate, you get a boosted package, which means your interview gets put on their social media channels, which is more publicity for you. So you do kind of have to pay for the publicity, but to get interviewed, you don't have to pay just to get interviewed. And if you do want to go that route, centralvalleytalk.com, the interviewer is awesome. He puts you right at ease. You will not feel nervous. I didn't feel nervous when I had my interviews there. So, and I never donated to them. So, anyway. So yeah, that's number 3. So digital marketers, number 1. Number 2, writing contests, writing challenges. Number 3, interviews. Number 4, paid reviews. If you go to Amazon and look at their rules for reviews, they are against paid reviews. They're even against author swaps, which is a bonus tip. Author swaps, say you have an author friend and you want to read each other's books and give each other reviews, that's technically not allowed on Amazon. I did have some authors ask me to do that, and it didn't sit right with me. But it turns out it's not legit. It's not good. But anyway, there are companies out there, their sole purpose is to give authors paid reviews. But really, it's kind of controversial, because how honest is a paid review going to be? Maybe it will be good. I don't know. Anyway, basically, just be wary of paid reviews. Oh, and I thought of a 5th, another bonus spam. There are Facebook ads. It says like KDP Publishing, but it's not actually Amazon. It's not an Amazon related thing. They're just saying that they will publish your book for you for $200 or $300 or something. I don't know if they're scams or not. So maybe this isn't really a 5th bonus, but it's just be wary of stuff like that, too. And another thing I wanted to bring to your attention is anthology opportunities. Now, anthology, if you don't know, an anthology is a book where a bunch of different authors write chapters for that book. And so they have paid anthology opportunities where you can pay to get your chapter in a book. Usually when you write, you get paid. But in this case, because they offer editing and interview opportunities, publicity, etc., and a chance to be in a best-selling book. So, I mean, it's worth it for some. I did hear of an anthology opportunity in the Toronto area that cost $3,000. So if you wanted a chapter in this book, you had to pay $3,000. That's a lot. You could get many self-published books for that price. But anyway, it might be worth it to some people. And again, it's not spam, but it's just something to be aware of. it's just another way for people to get your money. So just, be very careful and wise about things like that. And another bonus tip, so on the lines of anthologies, I actually had one of my poems published, not one from my book, but another poem I had written published in a poetry anthology, but I forgot that I submitted it. I didn't remember. I kind of did after the fact, but when I first got the notice by email, I kind of had forgotten that I submitted that poetry. Because sometimes it takes a while for you to hear back from places. So what I started to do after that is make a list of everything I submitted, the date I submitted it, etc. So that's just a bonus tip for you to help you stay organized. So yeah, that about wraps it up. I hope that you learned something from this. And I hope these tips save you from some of the headaches I've experienced. So just remember to beware of people who address you as highly esteemed author, digital marketers. Be wary especially of anything related to book leaf publishing. Maybe they're legit, but there just are a lot of complaints online about them, about that particular company. Be wary of paid interviews and paid reviews. So anyway, that's it for now. I look forward to talking to you again about all things self-publishing. If you have a specific topic that you want me to discuss, please let me know in the comments, and I will, if I don't know too much about what you're interested, I can always do a little research. So anyway, I look forward to talking to you again soon. Thank you so much for watching to the end.